It's time to embrace the mad science of Experiment OTK Dk. The idea behind this deck is we are going to be trying to buff up Blackwing Experiment as much as humanly possible. Then we are going to be slamming down one experiment plus a ceremony and Dios. This will allow you for 10 mana, get two really high damaging 2-cost spells that you can just spam out really quickly. Or alternatively, you can just overwhelm your opponent with a bunch of big statted minions using things like Broodmother in order to push for insane turns. Now, for the long guide of the list, you are going to be looking for any of the draw power cards within the list. Remorseless Winter is pretty good, especially if you know it's going to be an aggro matchup. Blood Tap's pretty great to keep. And finally, Morbid Swarm. Now, with all being said, let's go play some games. Okay, Priest. I know Control Priest is really popular right now, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong. I always like when Priest is top contender. I haven't actually played much of it since... Actually, I haven't played any of it since the balance patch. Maybe I'll try that a little bit later. I don't know. I'm going to try to weave in some other decks instead of just OTK, OTK, OTK. We shall see. I mean, actually, technically this is an OTK list, but like, it is kind of an aggro list at the same time. It just happens to have like a OTK tool for late game. Gonna draw a card with prize vendor. I know we made our opponent draw a card, and they'll probably be drawing our card here off of it too, but you just need a lot of draw power to cycle through the deck. Honestly speaking, this deck might have a little bit too much draw. You probably could maybe get away with using Poison Breath and Wild Pyromancer instead of something like Remorseless Winter. Trying to find space for 4 cards in the list is a little bit hard. If you can look at the list and you can pinpoint what 4 cards to remove for it, try that out instead. I've been having good luck with this deck anyways, so I'm actually really happy with how this is turning out. Okay, I'm going to draw a card off this, get another prize vendor, why not? Which will draw us another card, okay. And then might as well get the 2 corpses from this just for free. And that way we don't burn a card next turn either.
Inconceivable.
Okay, another draw power card, which is awesome, but oh, there's Experiment. Can we get Experiment number 2? No, Blood Tap. Oh, that feels awesome. Okay, we draw 2. Okay, wait. We're in such a nice position here.
My hand is already full.
Broodmother. You know, actually, Broodmother is one of those cards that I feel like eventually people are going to be screaming for it to get nerfed. Right now, there just isn't a perfect home for the card, which is why people are like, whatever, right? Like, we just need a critical mass of, like, handbuff cards for it to be a thing, but there's what? Blood Tap and Gruesome Nightmare, which we're running both. Well, and the Hourglass Attendant, but, like, it's one of those things that you're just like, if this deck had maybe one more better hand buff card than Hourglass or deck buff card, I think this deck would actually be much more of a meta threat than it currently is. I think it's a hidden, like, gem of a deck. From what I've tested so far, it feels great. There's definitely some matchups where it feels bad, like egg matchups are pretty bad. If your opponent has Husk, that really feels bad. Because we don't need to buff up 2 experiments. You only have to buff up one.
My father sends his greetings, mortals.
I don't want to go Seer, just because maybe that'll come up. I'd have to figure a way to do 1 damage to it, though.
Your fate is twisted with
Actually, probably should have traded, and it's okay. That was a little bit wonky. I should have went for a different second minion there.
The roots lend their strength.
But maybe it'll act as a pseudo-taunt.
Bring guidance.
I would say it would be kind of cool if 0 attack minions could attack. But then, like, things like Crusader Aura would have endless counters last rotation. Okay. This buffs that up to 11.
Behold my genius.
And we can trade and go face with the other one. I think we got game next turn. We're 1 mana off, actually. Never mind. Wait, are we 1? Yeah, I think we're technically 1 mana off, so I'm gonna just wait. Oh, that's such a nice top deck. That's up to 14. Next turn it'll be 15, which is just game. As long as our opponent doesn't have the 8 or OTK wombo combo, we should be fine. Yes! Yes! Picking up minion that I can... It is time for the madness to begin! What a way to take my breath away. Should have saved that title for this one. Yeah, we can afford to keep the... I honestly, probably should have kept Blood Tap too. Thanks, I guess. I mean, I'll keep drawing cards. I like drawing cards, especially with their blood tap.
These are due back tomorrow.
Oh yeah. I mean, blood tap number 2. I mean, that. Oh, that was a nice top deck.
Tomorrow.
The lower still guide me.
I wish I had that the turn earlier, but that's okay.
Like clockwork.
But refresh 7?
Inside voices, please.
Okay, that kind of sucks. But, like, refresh 7? And there's Dios.
My father sends his greetings, mortals.
I feel like this is really easy for us to trigger. I really want to... I feel like this is going to backfire so much.
No smudging.
Also, that has to be some of the most... That's a ton of text on one card. It's a 20 HP. If only we still had, like, somewhere to buff up it even further. I mean, we could.
Jewels of the sun.
Buff this up. Refresh the mana crystals to 7. We draw some more cards. Okay. I kind of want to slam down the second one of those, but... Oh, it's a 20 attack. Oh, that's... Okay, we need ceremony, and then we are good to go. Yeah. Actually, legitimately, ceremony just does win us the game.
Cooking up something special.
Okay, maybe not anymore. No wild or poison breath? Draws the card, Remorseless Winter. That's not what I wanted, but... Oh, refresh. I don't have a way to destroy this turn. And then next turn... Oh, man, I love this deck. The weird thing is... Okay, so... Buddy, oh pal, that's nowhere near enough of a heal. In fact, it's so not a heal that I'm gonna slap this down for 20 HP and then just go bot and you're done. I don't want to keep both. Slam this down. Okay, I mean, we just hero power, keep go face. Slam down Baron next turn, followed by Attendant, probably. I mean, getting the second one of that is pretty fun. Oh, and the second experiment, that's even, well, not better, but, like, it makes actually getting rid of the experiments a little bit more awkward. Attendant, buff everything up. Attendant next turn. Buff everything else up again.
Hide behind your servants. I will still find you.
Actually, you know what? I kind of like this play a little bit better. Just because of the fact that maybe we can draw into some more, like, better targets. I know we have these, but I would also like to hit Nightmare, if possible. We're at 7 cards in hand, so 8. Okay, never mind. I was going to say maybe we draw with Baron. Yeah, Baron Crater.
Keeping the timelines clean. Like clockwork. Time for a spelling test.
Don't mind if I do. This one gets rid of here. We slam down these. Go face.
By petal and thorn.
You look tasty.
Oh. Well, rip the here, I guess. Unless... if they trade... okay, I was gonna say, if they trade that, then... I'll change it. I mean... does this destroy itself? No. That's a good card to top deck. We do still have a blood tap in the deck. So we need a ceremony. I think what we do is Ysera. Ysera into Nightmare, and either we hit the Nightmare on the experiment or we hit the Nightmare on the Pterodax. I think we're not low enough where it would matter to hit the Pterodax.
Nice to meet you.
It's time to strike.
I will transcend this world.
Remorseless Winter would be a nice top deck.
The true masters draw close.
Ceremony. It's not what I need this turn. Because I think this is just game next turn. No, it's not, because... well, okay, so it's game in 2 turns, basically.
The roots lend their strength.
Or maybe... Wait a second. Maybe we're still alive. Or we win the game next turn, because... This is 7 damage. 21. Oh, no, we'd be off. 8. Wait. 8 plus...
My duty fulfilled.
I shouldn't have done it like that, but that's okay. Okay. The correct play is whelp into breath. Or I mean ceremony into... Please don't have 9 damage. Please don't have 9 damage. Crap into what? Okay, that's not enough. Oh, thank you. Okay, well, bop. 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 And bop. It's one of those things, like, sometimes the deck goes off really, really hard, sometimes it doesn't. Alright, now we're through the games. Let's go to my final thoughts of the deck. So, I ended up playing 20 games with the deck, ended up with a 50% win rate, which is actually better than I expected this deck to start out with. The one thing that someone did bring up late into my stream was Prize Bender. Kind of feels a little bit awkward in the list since it does give your opponent 2 cards. So if you really wanted to, you could probably try to replace it with Dread Raptor, since this would always draw you into either the Experiment or Baron. Since there are a lot of undeads in the deck, you should be able to get the Kindred ability too. Overall, the deck is a lot of fun, especially if you're a fan of these big, wacky OTK decks. I think out of the more off-meta OTK lists that I've been putting out, this is probably your best contender if you want something a little bit more meta. Though, you can cut some of the legendaries that aren't necessarily needed. Something like Wild Pyromancer and Poison Breath if you wanted to save on some dust. But before we end the video, special thanks to our channel members of Daniel Nascimento and Ruben. If you want to help out the channel a little bit more, you can join one of the 3 membership tiers. If you can't afford to do that, there's always leaving a like, commenting, subscribing, turning on the notification button if you already have subscribed, or use the new hype button. They help out the channel just as much. Until next time, bye-bye.